Hey guys, I want to hop on here real quick and go over just a few questions that's going to be very similar to the questions you see on today's quiz. So our first question, what is 80% of 65? So we talked about using percent proportions and percent equations. You can look back in your notes to see that. But the percent proportion is where we done percent over 100 equals our is over our of. Of course, we know the is our part, the of is our whole. Or you're welcome to use the equation, which was the part, or like I said, is also called the is, equals percent multiplied by the whole, which is also the of. In class, most of you chose to use the percent proportion, so I'm okay with you doing that on all of today's questions if that's what you're most comfortable with. So 80%, so that's going to go over 100. Be very careful with your is and your of, so you can see what is, so that's what we don't know. So x is going to go in the place of is, and then our of 65, so 65 will go on the bottom, and we'll cross multiply to solve for x. So 100 times x is 100x, and then 80 multiplied by 65 equals 5,200 or 5,200. And then we solve for x by dividing by 100, which leaves x equals 52. So 52 is 80% of 65. Okay, what is 4% of 50? So 4 is our percent, so that goes over 100. What is, so we're solving for the is again, and our of is 50. So 100 times x is 100x, and 4 times 50 is 200. We divide by 100 on both sides of our equation, and we get x equals 2. So 2 is 4% of 50. Again, you could have used the equation, although most of you chose not to in class. You're solving for 4% of 50. 4% written as a decimal is 0.04. Don't forget that 0 in there. That has to be there because 0.4 and 0.04 is different. Multiplied by 50, and 0.04 times 50 would also have given you 2. 60% of what number? Okay, so you're looking for that of what number? That's going to be our x. Okay, so 60%, that's going to be 60 over 100. And then our is, which is 42. And we're solving for the of what number? So the x is on the bottom. So 60 multiplied by x is 60x. 42 multiplied by 100 is 4,200. We're dividing by 60. Dividing by 60 on both sides of our equation, and 4,200 divided by 60 equals 70. So that means 60% of 70 is 42. What percent of 20 is 15? So this time we're solving for the percent. So x over 100, because we don't know the percentage, of 20, so of goes on the bottom, is 15, so 15 is our is. So 15 multiplied by 100 is 1,500. 20 multiplied by x is 20x, and we solve for x by dividing by 20. So 1,500 divided by 20 equals 75. And that is the percentage this time, so that is 75%. You could have also solved that one if you realized you were solving for your percent. You could have done 15 divided by 20, which would give you 0.75. And then to change to a percent, we move that decimal 2 places to the right, which would have also given us 75%. Okay, 30% of what number is 12? Okay, so we have 30 over 100, because that's our percentage. We're looking for of what number? So our of is x, and our is 12. So 12 goes on the top. That leaves us with 30 times x, which is 30x, and 100 times 12, which is 1200. We divide by 30 on both sides of our equation. So 1200 divided by 30 equals 40. So 30% of 40 is 12. 63 of the 90 coffee mugs at Bruce's Pancake House are dirty. What percentage of the coffee mugs at the Pancake House are dirty? So we're solving for what percentage. So we don't know what x is. X over 100 being we don't know the percentage. Okay, so how many of the coffee mugs are dirty? It tells us that 63 out of the 90. So that's 63 over 90. You can cross multiply like we've done on all of the other problems today, or you can just do 63 divided by 90. And when you do 63 divided by 90, you will get 0.7. And when we change 0.7 back to a percent, we get 70%. So 70% of the coffee mugs were dirty. John answered 80% of the questions on his test correctly. If there were 15 questions on his test, how many questions did John answer correctly? So he's answered 80%, so 80 over 100. And we want to know how many he answered correctly out of the 15 on his test. So 100 times x is 100x. And 15 times 80 equals 1200 or 1200. We divide by 100 on both sides of our equation, and we get x equals 12. So if he had 15 questions, he answered 80% correctly, then he had answered 12 questions correctly. Okay, guys, that should take care of what you're going to see on today's quiz. So go ahead and complete your quiz and have a great fall break.